Good morning, 1A friends. How are you today? I don't have my calendar behind me today. It is Tuesday, March 7th. It's Miss Ortega's birthday today, so her class, I think, is doing a Zoom video chat with her today to celebrate her birthday. But today, I wanted to start our morning meeting or morning message with a read aloud. Now, if we were at school right now, I would have walked in this morning with a pink cake. It would have been a pink cake with pink frosting on it, and we would have gotten to share it during snack time today. So I'm really sad that I'm not getting to share it with you, and I'm just getting to do this read aloud with you right now. But we're studying one of my favorite units in math, and that's fractions. I think I told you that yesterday. I love to teach fractions because you can do so many things with food to learn fractions. So today I've got a story for you, and it's a read aloud story, and it's got a pink cake in it. So this is called Lion's Share. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm probably going to just do maybe one page, and then I'll show you the whole thing. It'll be easier this way. Every year at the start of spring, the lion invited a small group of animals to join him for a special dinner. There we go, that'll work. The ant had never dined with the king before. She was very nervous and wanted to make a good impression. When the day came, she arrived exactly on time, not a minute too soon or a minute too late. So here she is right here, okay? Sometime later, the beetle arrived, then the frog, then the macaw, the warthog, the tortoise, the gorilla, the hippo, and the elephant. They were all late. When dinner was served, the ant was shocked at how the others behaved. The elephant talked about himself constantly. The hippo never wiped her mouth. The gorilla threw food, and the warthog tried to eat the flowers. What strange manners, thought the ant. She looked to the lion, who said nothing. Okay, and I don't know if you can see the lion. It might be kind of hard, but the lion is sitting right here at the head of the table. Okay, and here's everybody, and the little ant is actually sitting right down here, right by the lion. After dinner, the table was cleared and a large cake was brought out for dessert. The lion passed it to the elephant. Please help yourself, he said. So here's elephant. The elephant, and I'll get a little bit closer so you can see it. The elephant looked at the cake. I could eat this in one bite, he thought, but that might seem greedy. With a grand gesture, he cut the cake in half and passed the rest to the hippo. Okay, so you can see he's cutting it into 2 equal shares. Okay, so the elephant keeps 1 share for himself. He passes the other piece to the hippo. Okay, let's see what happens next. What a pig, thought the hippo. But if he's taking half, then I'm taking half of what's left. She made a slice down the middle, 2 equal shares, and she handed the remaining part, which was 1/4 of the cake, to the gorilla. Okay, so the hippo had half, started with half. This is all the hippo started with. And then she cut it in half, and she kept half, and she gave this piece to the gorilla. So now there's 1/4, and we also call that 1/4. Here's the gorilla. So I bet you can make a prediction about what the gorilla is going to do. This continued around the table as each animal took half the cake and passed the rest, and on and on. So they kept each cutting it into 2 equal shares, and then they would keep 1 share and pass the other share, and they kept on going. So what do you think is going to happen by the time that cake gets back to the lion? Make a prediction. Okay, so here we go. It finally reached the ant. As she struggled to cut the tiny slice into two, it crumbled into pieces on her plate, and all the animals turned to her. "Typical ant," said the elephant. "She thinks only of herself. When the cake came to me, I shared it." "I know," said the hippo. "We all did." "Doesn't she know that the king hasn't eaten any yet?" scoffed the tortoise. The warthog, who was sitting in her cake, simply shook her head in disgust. So they're all mad at the ant because the ant tried to cut the cake in half, but the piece was so small it just broke. So now there's nothing left for the lion, who is the host of the party. Okay, so here's the ant. She's got a thought bubble. Maybe you can see it. Let's see what she's going to say to the lion. The ant was mortified. That means she just felt horribly embarrassed. Surely she would never be invited back. "My king," said the ant, "please forgive me. I am ashamed to say that there is nothing left to share. But if you will allow, it would be my honor to bake a special strawberry sponge cake for you tomorrow. It is my grandmother's recipe, and I think you will enjoy it." The king smiled. "Thank you," he said. "You are very generous." So here we are. Start on this page. "Who does she think she is?" thought the beetle. She scampered over to the lion's plate. "My king, to show my thanks, I would like to bake you 2 cakes tomorrow. Double chocolate fudge." "Hey, king," said the frog, "I'm going to bake you 4 raspberry layer cakes tomorrow. That's twice as many." So now maybe you notice what's happening. Instead of cutting things in half into 2 equal shares, they are actually taking and doubling. So the ant said he would make 1 or she would make 1. Okay, and then the beetle said 2. The frog said 4. So if we double 4, let's see what comes next. "I can top that," announced the macaw. "I shall bake the king twice as many carrot cakes. 8, and he shall have them tomorrow." "Then I will bake twice as many mud cakes," snorted the warthog. "How many is that exactly?" 16, said the tortoise. "Really?" said the warthog. "That sounds like a lot." "Well, here we go. Maybe for you," said the tortoise, "but I will happily bake twice that many. 32. Apple walnut cakes will be ready by tomorrow afternoon." The gorilla looked at the tortoise. He didn't like the tortoise, and although the gorilla had never baked anything before, he somehow found himself offering twice as many banana crumb cakes. 64, shrugged the gorilla. "Are you sure?" The gorilla nodded, but he didn't look sure. Okay, I think I made a mistake. It says 64, asked the king. Okay, the gorilla didn't know for sure, but that is twice 32. Okay, then all eyes turned to the hippo. Naturally, she stammered. "It will be my honor to bake twice as many spice cakes." "Let me see," she said. She took out a piece of paper and began to scribble some numbers. Her hoof was shaking as she put down the pencil. "This can't be right," she said finally. The gorilla grabbed the piece of paper. 128, he announced with a grin. The elephant, here we go. The elephant was crestfallen. That means super sad. But he had to top the hippo. Elephants were twice as good as hippos. With a deep breath, he announced, "And I, the great elephant, shall bake twice as many as the hippo. 246 peanut butter pound cakes." 256, corrected the tortoise. "Oh, for goodness sake," cursed the elephant. So look at all of those. And you know what? One year I had, and it might have been last year, one of my friends in 1A, because we read this every year, they actually counted all of these, and there are actually 256 cakes on that page. Let's see what'll happen next. That night, the ant baked her cake for the king. She took her time and measured everything carefully. She spread the frosting as smoothly as she could and then decorated the top with sprinkles. It was a very fine cake. The next morning, she delivered it to the king. But look at all of those. I think those might be the cakes. Such a fine cake, said the lion. Won't you share it with me? And look what's happening. It's kind of starting all over again. He's cutting it into 2 equal shares, into halves. Now I'm going to go back because I bet if I was in class right now at school, I bet some of you would say, hey, can you go back to that other page? Okay, and if I do go back to the other page, okay, you can see all of these are just stacks of different cakes that the other animals had made and had brought. So much. Okay. So anyway, I love that story, 1A. So hopefully you're having fun learning about halves, 2 equal shares, and quarters, 4 equal shares, or fourths. So maybe you'll get a chance this week to do something with some food. I don't know if you have any cake mix at home and could bake a cake and try this, or if you have some Play-Doh, or even if you just draw a picture. I know there's hopefully a chance for you to show that you know what 2 equal shares means and how that can change. Okay, have a great day, 1A.